What's up, guys? My name is Cartoonz, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about Frost Mage stats. I know that the new expansion had come out pretty decently recently. Ooh, that kind of rhymed. But, all you Frost Mages out there are likely going to be wondering, now that you're starting to get PvP gear, you're starting to get a little bit more in depth with what your stats should be. I'm going to teach you what gems you should be, what stats, what reforging, what you're going to shoot for, and your stat priority, and pretty much everything that you can possibly know. Honestly, my character isn't fully geared out because I don't have the money for it right now, but once I get it, it'll be fully enchanted out, and I don't see the point in wasting whatever money I have left to enchant the gear that will be replaced in, 2 weeks or so. So as you can see, my honor gear isn't enchanted, and I have 3 pieces of crafted gear isn't enchanted, but I still know what to enchant with them. But the stats are as followed. You want to shoot for 6% hit chance, which is 2050 per se hit rating. And then once you get that, you're a hit capped. You will not miss a spell on a player. That's what you're shooting for PvP stats. And then once you're able to get it to hit chance, around 6%. I mean, I'm at 6.04. That's the closest I could get when I change all my reforging around on my gear. Once I get past the 6.04, I'm pretty much going to shoot for Mastery. Mastery is what you want as Frost Mage. It's the top stat, as well as PvP power, which I'll get into that in a second. But Mastery is amazing because all your damage is pretty much increased by a percentage on frozen targets, and the damage done by your water elemental is increased as well. So it's really, really beneficial to Frost Mages. It's always been Mastery ever since Cataclysm came out, when Mastery actually came out. And I've always provoked everyone to go towards Mastery, even though, people hate it because it does a lot of damage. Everyone that hates mages because of Mastery. Mastery is the reason why we do so much damage. Going towards that is that you will get a lot of crit, like crit rating on your PvP gear and such, crit rating and haste. I recommend reforging your crit before your haste, because crit is even more useless than haste, and even though haste is pretty much useless, it's still the same uselessness. Crit is a little bit more useless just because of your shatter talent, which they have kind of changed a little bit. Here, I'll read the tooltip on here real quick. It doubles your critical strike chance of all your spells against frozen targets, plus an additional 50%. So I have, with all my gear pretty much reforged out of crit, I have 10% crit. Okay, so double that, which is 20%, and then add 50% to it, is I have 70% crit for the least amount of crit that I can have on my gear right now. And I really do recommend reforging all your crit because you're going to crit pretty much all the time. That being said, though, once you get all of that reforged, you should be at 6.04 hit chance, like I said earlier, and then reforge everything to Mastery, and right now I'm at 42%. 42% increased damage on frozen targets, which is crazy good. I don't even have most enchants, but with gems is a real big one. What you want to take is, for any yellow or blue slot gem, you want to take this, which is called the Perfect Effulgent Alexandrite. And what that is it will increase your PvP power and your Mastery. Those are your top 2 stats for yellow and blue. And then when it comes to red, you want to take a Perfect Brilliant Pandarian Garnet, which increases intellect, which is also a huge stat. That's totally what I recommend. And then for your meta, I would take the Burning Primal Diamond, which is 216 intellect and 3% increased critical effect. It's very beneficial. All of these gems have been completely approved by all of the mage community that participate in PvP quite heavily, and this is what I recommend for mine as well. Always try and shoot for the set bonuses. Never just go one color in all your gems. You always want to get these socket bonuses, which, for shoulders, it increases your intellect by 60, just because you have a green gem in there and it fits the yellow slot. I definitely recommend doing that, and then pretty much gearing everything out accordingly. And moving on to the enchants, is that even though I don't have them, I still know what to get in the future. So I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. For boots, right here, what you're going to get is a Pandaren Step, which I actually do have on here, which is 140 Mastery and a minor speed increase to your running speed, so it makes you run faster. For pants, you want to get the Greater Cerulean Spell Thread. For gloves, you want to be able to get the Greater or Superior Mastery, I guess it's called, which increases your mastery by 170. And then on your bracers, you want to get mastery as well, which increases your mastery by 170 as well. And then for your chest piece, get superior resilience. It helps your defense, and you will be taking less damage with that enchant. On your cloak, you want to get superior intellect, and then on your shoulders, get something called the Greater Crane Wing Inscription. And I think only scribes can make that, inscriptionists, however you want to call it. And you have to buy it off them. It's much like the pants enchant from tailoring. It's pretty much the same thing now. You just go buy one from a scribe or inscriptionist, whatever you want to call it. And I think that's pretty much it. For your weapon, you can get Windsong. That's my favorite. Some people have some preference over the different kinds, but I choose Windsong because it's the strongest one, but I'm not going to put it on this weapon because this weapon is kind of crappy overall. But, oh well. That's totally what I recommend on Enchants anyways, and I hope that you will take my advice. But all in all, guys, I hope you did find this guide successful, and I hope that it does help you down the road. If it did, please be sure to leave a like on my video, and feel free to subscribe to my channel for more videos as well. In the future, I will be doing another spec for stats and priorities and all that stuff for you guys to be able to use. But I do hope that this helped you in Frost PvP anyways, and as you see my gear progress, you'll see my numbers getting greater, and you'll see the actual stats being put into use, and why it's so strong. But anyways, guys, I will see you all next time. Have a good night. Oh, and Cartoonz out. Yeah. Ha.